Yo, what's going on, you guys? What's going on, Charger fans? What's up, Bull fan? Your boy George Trask back for you guys in another video here. So starting a preview for the Chargers Buccaneers game. With Joshua the Bucks fan Logan. So Joshua the Bucks fan Logan might be available. If he's not, I'll do it by myself. So I just want to get into this before I begin. So Chargers looking for a win for the first time since 2008 against Tampa Bay. But, at the point right now, at the end of the day, the Chargers hasn't beat the Buccaneers since 2008, especially the Chargers' own Baker Mayfield at my destination. So if y'all know, yep. So I just want to know about this. So, yep. So intentionally, at the end of the day, I gotta say what this Chargers team is going to be like until we play Tampa Bay. But we know they have Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, Baker Mayfield. They have the defense, especially Levante David's a good linebacker, especially. But especially with no Devin White, Antoine Winfield is just a good defensive back for Tampa Bay since he won a Super Bowl in 2020 season with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Chargers, we did have Phillip Rivers until then. Buccaneers had John Gruden. So yeah, Lyle McConkey's already back in practice with Justin Herbert because of the limited practice of injury reports, because Khalil Mack's back, Joey Bosa came back, Denzel Perryman's back too, of course, because Perryman had to come back with the team, at the end of the day. So honestly, at my point, like what it is for the Chargers team, it's going to be Jim Harbaugh against Todd Bowles, but especially Tampa Bay is already getting to it. So, at the point, like right now, what it used to be like the days of Phillip Rivers, it's at the end of the day, but it's important to know this at the reason because honestly, it'd be the fun part for this Chargers team to come out and compete against the Bucks. Yeah, in the meantime, right now, this is what it's like, what goes on, Now that at the point, at the end of the day, so this is what it comes down to this, when it comes up to this right now, Tampa Bay hasn't lost to us since 2008. The Chargers would have the first win over the Bucks since 2008, from the past 10%. So, and yeah, without J.K. Dobbins, for his 4-game missing, not at the point, but yeah, if you're there. So, obviously not at the point, but, especially the Chargers would always do it before at the end. So, I could always say one at a time, the Chargers would always have the win over Tampa Bay for the first time in over 16 years later, because when we take on this Buccaneers team, this could be our time. Finally take down the Buccaneers. And the next week we're going to have to play as Denver, because we haven't swept the Broncos since 17 years ago, since we haven't swept them during the 2007 season, of course. But at the end of the day, Jesse Minter and the defense with Tui Tuipulotu and, Daniel Henley, Derwin James, Tarheeb Still, and, Cam Hart, of course. Yeah. Especially Puna Ford and Tierra Tard, of course, including Atido Abonya and then Bud Dupree. So that's why, especially John Kelly from the practice squad, at the end of the day, a lot of people were saying about this. So that's why this was going to go for a big moment here. Because you know what? Because, at the point, I've said all this. It goes for this. Like, Hassan Haskins is our other running back. He's one of our other running backs for the Chargers, including, Elijah Molden. Because, Aloy Gilman's washed, of course. And then Asante Samuel Jr. is on IR because he's washed too. He is not that good. because, it could be anything in our point. At the end of the day, what it all does matter, what this goes on. It could be on the line, what it comes up and down to this, we just do what we want. At the point, at the end of the day, because, I've all said this, like, right now, but what it is for the Chargers is to put up the run game with Gus Edwards to prevent, like Bucky Irving, So, but I think the Bucs fans, too, beat the Raiders. But then, you don't know what you want against us, by the way, so if you know. So, yeah, and then, of course, we must know that it could be the prosecution of the game time, at the end of the day. All I got to say. Especially it's going to go forward to the progress, Scott Novak will be our referee for our week number 15 game. And yeah, he'll just be our referee for week 15 game in LA. Because, that's what it is, What's going to be putting up for the Chargers right now is just put up this win finally over Tampa Bay. So that's why it's just going to go on, when it all comes down to this, like, when it comes up and down to this. Winning football games is always important, Honestly, at the end of the day, not said all this, so yeah. But at the distance right now, at the end of the day, we're just going to put this football team into a capacity effort against Tampa Bay. We lost them in a 7-point game because in 2016 we lost in a 7-point game. When Phillip Rivers was taking on Jameis Winston, but then Justin Herbert against Tom Brady for the first time. Yeah. I want to forget about that. Justin Herbert against Tom Brady, was a long time. It's been 4 years. But it'll be Justin Herbert against Baker Mayfield once again, but especially of course, same as 2 years later, since Baker Mayfield was on the Rams, but then Justin Herbert owns Baker Mayfield at the point. So we know Justin Herbert is 0-1 against the Buccaneers, but also he might go 1-1 if he owns Baker Mayfield at the same time. And, Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston, they got to keep running it because Will Dissly was on DNP on the report of an injury because he wasn't practicing. So unless we have another type like Stone Smart did great. So, Stone Smart had a potential game against Kansas City because we know we lost to them last week. So we had to put Stone Smart into an effort because, at the end of the day, people are doing this together, especially at the point. So, at the point, right now, at the end of the day, it's just important that, the Chargers with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, they're going to go right up against the Buccaneers defense because, Derwin James against Mike Evans, of course. And Chris Godwin's on IR because he's an injured reserve. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I've said all this before, what goes up and down to this, Buccaneers have been good last year, but they beat Philly and then lose to Detroit. So, but at the end of the day right now, I'm saying, at the point right now, winning or losing does matter. So that's why it's got to happen. So, and it's important that, what is going to go with all of this, for this football team, when it comes for the Chargers. It's just important, winning or losing matters because, this will go. So, at the end of the day, we've known all this for, the union of the NFL is getting with the passionary. Give me 1 second for a bit. Okay. Well, I'm just back to it. So, um, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, but, all, all about that, all that's being said, at the end of the day, because, even for this potential Chargers team right now, like, you know, that's important. At the end of the day, we just go with all the deal. So it's important for this Chargers team to do it. You know, especially Norv Turner was against John Gruden from a long time ago, since successful 16 years. But 17 years was the Chargers' last sweep over the Broncos was 2007 before splitting. It's just only the job is to beat Tampa finally since 16 years. But not at the point at the end of the day. Like what I've said about this, especially it's going all up and down to this, in the NFL, like, this goes up for that reason to go with it. So if Joshua Bucks fan Logan, if Joshua the Bucks fan Logan isn't here right now, so I'm just letting y'all know. If Joshua the Bucks fan Logan isn't here right now, then I'm doing it on my own. So, I'm just saying, like, if he's not showing up, then I'm just gonna do it on my own for reason. But even if I want to do post game, I might do post game more thoughts before Chargers Buccaneers game. So that's why it's just gonna happen. At the end of the day, because it's going all up and down. I'm just saying right now. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. So, but that's all for now. So anyway, guys, I'm about to head out. It is your boy George Trask. Peace out, Bolt up, but as always, go Chargers. See y'all later.